Hello, and welcome to Basic Reviews. Today it is appropriate to call it Basic because we're introducing a bat leather bracelet, a Desmodus bat in flight that we recently purchased and could appeal to both men and women. In actuality, we're Gothic Reviews, of course, but I thought it would be cute.
Since we're web Gothic Reviews, sometimes he decides that we're Bathic Reviews, which is cute. It's mixing bat and goth. It's all good. These are from Alchemy Gothic of England, and I think it's a good call to make it, call it a bat bracelet for both genders, his and hers, because it can be worn by a man or a woman. It's wide enough in its leather band to be worn by a man, I think, and narrow enough for a woman. The bat is graceful and pretty enough for a woman, but again, not wimped out enough that a man can actually wear it. So I think it's nice for his and hers. It's very lightweight and comfortable, and the leather band is good that it comes with because it has so many, it works like a belt loop, if you see back here. Like a belt buckle with, you know, the little holes. So it has several holes for all size wrists. Somebody with a big beefy wrist could wear it, or a small, very small wrist. It gets really small. So I like it because I can make it tight on my wrist. I have a small wrist, and he has a small wrist for a guy. Don't you, Gomez?
Indeed.
So what we did was, when we put the bracelet on, there was a lot of leather left, which again I think is a good idea. It's not a criticism because it's so that everybody can fit every size, which I think is good. But if you have a small wrist, you want the leather, you know, when we put it on, the leather strap was almost over here at the bat wing, right here where my hand is. It was pretty long, so I didn't think it looked as good. You know, the strap can be flapping around while you move or in the breeze or whatever, so I just cut it. I was like, I hope I don't mess this up, but I had to brave it. So I cut the strap. I gave myself one extra hole in case I decided I wanted it bigger for any reason, and cut it so that it's just shorter. It's just right here now, but it was not always shorter, and I did the same with his. So I'm only demoing this because it was actually done before. There was a really good review of this done already in a jewelry haul of other items by the Haunted Bat, and she described it very well. And I try not to do items that other people have done, but I did this one because we actually did do the cutting of the leather that was not done in her review. I think she mentioned it being long though, and I'd forgotten about it, and I saw it and went, oh yeah, she's the reason I got this actually. Because I was looking at her review and went, oh, that's a nice bracelet. I'll add it to my bat bracelet collection. And I thought I would go ahead and snag him one too because it's good for either gender. And we want to show more gender things on here that are for both genders, for men too, because guys are Gothic too. So anyway, this is
the smallest bat, which turns out to be a type of a vampire bat. I didn't know it at the time, but it was so interesting as a name, like inspiring, and I had to look it up.
Almost like Asmodeus.
Yes, exactly. I was thinking, some kind of a demonic creature. I wonder what universe it comes from. Like, does it have its own stories?
Demonic bat. Is it Lovecraftian?
Yeah. And turns out there are only like 3 major vampire bats, and that's one of them. The other 2 are white-winged Diamas and the hairy-legged Diaphila, and this is the Desmodus, and that's how they advertised it. And I appreciate that they did it based on search optimization and artistic appreciation, both. Like, I like it on 2 accounts.
Yeah, it's not a generic bat, it's made after a specific bat. Because I make jewelry and I wear jewelry, and I wear my stuff in the shower and the bed, durability is important to me, so I want to talk a little bit about it. This leather band is soft and flexible. I'm taking it off to show you the inside. The bat curves a little to fit the wrist. It's not a ginormous curve, but it's enough. And there's 3 screws in here, one on either end of the wing and one in the middle of the body, that hold the bat onto the bracelet, so it's not going to come off. And if one ever got loose, you have time to notice it and fix it, because there are 2 more, which I like. Not saying it will get loose or anything, just that, you know, you never know. If it's a what if, you have 2 others to hold the bat on while you deal with it, but hopefully it wouldn't come loose. It looks like a very sturdy piece. But just saying. So anyway, that's how it's made, and that's how the bat is put on. And as a jewelry connoisseur and maker, I do like the fact that there are 3, and it seems to be made very well. Again, the leather is lightweight and soft. It's not stiff, and it doesn't dig, and it's not uncomfortable. So I think that's very nice, and the colors will match with anything. And it's small enough that if you want to wear another bracelet with it like we have, you can do that. He's got his Victorian claw, and I'm rocking my gargoyle. Gargoyles and bats together are cool. You have any comments about it? It's very raised and detailed and 3D, and I like that. The wings are very detailed, even down to the little finger things and the little thumb thing that the bats have. It's very cool, very realistic.
I like the contrast between the silver and the black strap. They give an authentic Gothic feel to it, and feeling wise, I like the way it sits on me. I like it feels nice. It doesn't scratch me. Some types of leather and other items could scratch me, cords, like all kinds of things, but this one does not so far, so I enjoy that. So I think that makes it a good material quality. And I think that's all I could think of.
So thank you for watching our Asmodus bat review. I
Desmodus.
called it Asmodus.
But it is a problem. It does sound like mystical. So this
Because I just said Asmodeus and all it's going to be in my head.
Yes, it does have
Desmodus.
similar ending.
I know. The Desmodus bat bracelet leather cuff from Alchemy Gothic of England. His and hers, I would definitely call it. So I think it's great for both genders. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please check out our other videos for reviewing cool products. Like us, share us, subscribe us, and please come back.